With us here today, we've got the Vigolo TSL high body mulcher. Some of the features of this mulcher is that it comes with a category 1-2 compatible linkage and 120 horsepower rated driveline. These machines are available in a range of sizes from 1.6 through to 2.5 metres. The 1.6 metre machine is ideally suited to a larger 40 to 50 horsepower compact tractor, through to the 2.5 metre, which will suit up to 90 to 100 horsepower in a standard size tractor. The TSL mulcher is a high body design. This design has a lot of room between the rotor or the cutting shaft and the body, which allows it to process very large amounts of material in tussock or long pasture grass or even stubble. The headstock on this TSL mulcher is a side shift headstock. It can move side to side mechanically or manually. There's also a hydraulic side shift option if you want to move it on the go. The TSL body is designed with a bolt-in wear liner underneath the front of the machine. There's a row of bolts on the front, on the lower and the upper portion, which bolt a wear liner up underneath the body to protect against any damage that might occur. The high body design of the TSL mulcher incorporates a large opening back door. When cutting very dense material like pasture or tussock, this back door can be operated open, allowing the material to exit from the cutting zone very quickly. This means that you can optimise forward speed and reduce load on the driveline and the tractor, while still getting a very satisfactory mulching job. If you wanted to operate the machine in lighter conditions or achieve a much better mulch result, or a much finer mulch result, the door can be operated closed. This is a simple bolt system which allows the door to be closed and the material to be cut up finer and deposited back into the grass. If your material is long and thick, this might mean that you reduce your forward speed or increase the horsepower requirement on your tractor. A common feature across all the Vigolo mulcher range is the roller bearing housing and the end cap that attaches to the roller. These two components are machined to fit neatly together, creating a mechanical labyrinth seal, keeping dirt and dust out of the bearing. Up here we have a couple of components. We can show you how this works. Here we have an end cap for a roller and a housing for the bearing. What you can see in the housing is machined with a groove in it. What you can see on the roller end cap is a tongue that's been machined onto the roller end cap. How this assembles is the shaft goes through a grease seal into the bearing and the tongue and groove fit together perfectly. As this rotates, it self-cleans, keeping mud and dirt from the bearing. Mud and dirt reduces the bearing's usable life. This system makes for long life for your roller bearings. Another feature of the bearing setup on the cutter rotor shaft is the bearing housing that holds the bearings for the rotor. This bearing housing is fitted up inside the tube. This keeps the bearing away from the dirt and dust, extending the bearing life on the rotor housing. Under the TSL high body mulcher, we have the rotor shaft. One of the features of this rotor shaft is that it's 170 mm in diameter. This is larger than many mulchers would use generally for this type and style of mulcher. On our much larger mulchers for the bigger horsepower tractors, we run up to 330 mm in diameter. Vigolo is very well known for its oversized rotor shaft. Because this is a high body mulcher, this machine runs Y-flails. Y-flails are perfect for thoroughly shredding heavy and dense material. As you can see, the Y-flail attacks the grass from above or in a vertical type cutting motion. It has 3 cutting edges which significantly increase the shred effect, and when it's tackling material like heavy tussock or very thick grasses, it performs very, very well in shredding and moving the material from inside the rotor chamber out the back and distributing thoroughly across the ground. One of the features of the Vigolo high body mulcher is the lug. This lug was specially designed by Armour Group in conjunction with Mr. Vigolo to ensure that we had the strongest connection between the blade and the rotor shaft that could possibly be achieved. This lug is the same lug that we use right through to 6-metre machines designed for 300 horsepower tractors. This lug has 100mm welded to the rotor shaft and features a 25mm bolt which runs through the lug, through the blades, and has an M20 nut on the far side. This means that doesn't require any bushes between the blade assembly and the bolt shaft. All this means that this mulcher is set up as best as it possibly can be to handle difficult going, which includes timber, rocks, and other materials that you encounter in a paddock.